Hey everyone, welcome to The Bold and the Beautiful. I'm Oma, and I'm so excited to have you here. If you love Bold and Beautiful update, then you're in the right place. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Alright, let's dive right in. I never thought my first heartbreak would come this way. I was standing in shock when Will told me the truth. He'd been with another girl. But it wasn't just any girl. It was Luna. The same Luna we thought was gone. The same Luna who came back into our lives like a nightmare we couldn't escape. And if that wasn't enough, she's pregnant, and she swears it's his child. I can still hear myself screaming at him. You slept with Luna? While he begged me to believe he'd been drugged, that he never wanted her. But how do you trust someone when every piece of your heart is telling you it's already broken? And then facing Luna, seeing her smirk, rubbing her stomach like she'd already won, I realized this wasn't just about betrayal. It was a war for the man I love, and for the future we were supposed to have together. And I wasn't about to let her take that away. I don't even know where to begin, because everything that's happened feels like some twisted soap opera that you'd only expect to see on TV. And yet, it's my life. My real, raw, messy life. When I first found out the truth, that Luna was alive, that she was the girl Will had been with, I felt my whole body go cold. I couldn't even breathe. I remember standing there in the Forrester guest house, staring at Will, my lips trembling as I kept repeating the words. Luna. You slept with Luna? Over and over, like if I said it enough times it would start to make sense. But it didn't. It never did. The girl who haunted us, who we thought was gone, was alive. Not only alive, but twisted enough to target the man I love. Will's face was pale, his eyes desperate, like he was trying to pull me back from some edge I was already falling off of. He swore he had no idea it was her. He told me how drunk he was that night, more wasted than he'd ever been in his life, and how he honestly thought she spiked his drinks. His words tumbled out so fast, like he was terrified I'd walk away before he got them all out. She targeted me, Electra, he pleaded. I swear to you, I never wanted her. She's a psychopath. She attacked me when I was vulnerable. And I wanted to believe him. God, I did. But my heart was breaking in a way I can't even put into words. I had dreamed about that night for so long. Our first time together, something that was supposed to be ours, special, intimate. But instead, it was stolen. Violated. He told me it hurt him too, that he knew what it took from us, but my chest still felt like it was splitting open. I remember whispering through tears. It took away from our night, Will. It was supposed to be ours. He reached for me, his hand trembling, his voice raw. I know, baby. I know. But there's more you need to hear. That's when he told me how he tracked her. How he found her in some apartment, alive. I actually felt a wave of relief then, because I thought it meant she was back behind bars, where she belonged. But Will shook his head. She's not in jail, Electra. She's at my dad's house. I nearly collapsed when he said it. Bill's house. Of all places. Then came the final blow. He told me about when they hauled her off to the police department, and how her purse spilled to the ground. Out rolled a pregnancy test. Positive. My heart sank so deep into my stomach I thought I might be sick right there. Luna's alive, I sobbed. You slept with her, and now she's pregnant with your child? I couldn't stop crying. My chest heaved, my knees went weak. Will wrapped his arms around me, holding me tight, whispering into my hair, I love you. Only you. Don't let her win. Please. Electra. Don't let her take us away from each other. But all I could see in my mind was Luna's face, smirking, triumphant, her hands cradling her stomach like some kind of trophy. And you know what? I wasn't wrong. Because at that very moment, at Bill Spencer's mansion, that's exactly what she was doing. She sat there in the living room, rubbing her belly like she was carrying royalty, having flashbacks of how she'd gone after Will. She remembered hitting on him, remembered him rejecting her, and then forcing herself on him anyway when he was too wasted to fight back. And the sickest part? She smiled about it. She reveled in it. I swear, sometimes I wonder how someone so vile, so dangerous, could even be real. Meanwhile, Katie and Bill were in the next room, arguing about what to do. They wanted to keep Luna hidden until they could confirm paternity. Bill was furious with himself for ever letting her back into their lives, blaming everything on the hole Katie left in his heart. He even told her he wanted her back. But Katie shut him down. She told him it wasn't the time. Their focus needed to be on Will. And then Luna walked in, all smug, all giggles, asking, "If it's a boy, would it be William Spencer the 4th? 5th? 10th? She acted like she was queen of the world, like her pregnancy was the golden ticket that would bind her to their family forever. She kept insisting that once the baby was born, we'd all be one big happy family. And in her twisted little fantasy, Will would fall into her arms, and I'd be out of the picture. I could feel my blood boiling just hearing about it. But that wasn't even the half of what was unraveling. Because across town, at Il Giardino, Deacon was grappling with his own nightmare. He told Sheila what he'd seen, that Luna was alive. He thought she'd be shocked, but instead, she admitted she already knew. "My granddaughter is alive," Sheila whispered, her eyes wet. She swore she hadn't been part of it, claimed she only found out by following Lee, who had been acting suspicious. Apparently, Lee had pulled off the whole charade, keeping Luna hidden, nursing her back to health. Sheila insisted she was about to tell Deacon, but he beat her to it. He didn't believe her, not fully. And honestly, I don't either. Sheila and the truth don't exactly go hand in hand. Meanwhile, Deacon's son, went home and told his boyfriend Remy everything. He confessed he'd overheard Deacon and Sheila fighting, and he wondered if Sheila had always known more than she let on. He begged Remy not to ever get close to Luna, not even if she reached out. And Remy promised him, swore that the only person he cared about was Deacon. But promises are fragile in our world. They shatter faster than glass. And me. I was left standing in the wreckage of mine and Will's relationship, trying to figure out if love is strong enough to survive something this ugly. That night, I couldn't sleep. I laid in bed with the lights off, staring at the ceiling, listening to Will's soft breathing beside me, and all I could think about was Luna. Her laugh. Her eyes. The way she smirked when she thought she had the upper hand. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw her pressing herself against Will, forcing a moment that should have belonged to me. It was like poison in my chest, spreading deeper and deeper with every thought. I rolled over to face Will, and even though I wanted to wake him up, to demand answers all over again, I didn't. His face looked so tired, so heavy with guilt, that I bit back the urge. But the pain was unbearable. When morning came, I finally told him what was eating me alive. It was supposed to be us, Will. Our first night. Our memory. And now every time I think about it, I picture her. My voice cracked, my throat raw from crying. I can't. I don't know how to unsee it. Will grabbed my hands and pulled me close. His eyes were glossy, his voice shaking as he said, "Baby, I swear to you, I never wanted her. Not then, not ever. You're the only one I want. The only one I love. Don't let her destroy what we have." I wanted to believe him so badly. And deep down, I knew he wasn't lying. But my heart still hurt like it had been split in two. Later that day, I went to confront her. When I showed up at Bill's mansion, Katie opened the door. She looked surprised, and honestly, maybe even a little relieved to see me. "Electra," she said softly, "I think you should know what you're walking into before you go in there." I didn't care. I pushed past her, storming into the living room where Luna was lounging on the couch like she owned the place, her hand rubbing her stomach in slow circles. When her eyes landed on me, that smirk spread across her lips like she had been waiting for this exact moment. "Well, well," Luna said, tilting her head, "if it isn't the soon-to-be ex-girlfriend." My fists clenched so hard I thought my nails might pierce my palms. "You're disgusting," I spat. "You went after him when he couldn't even defend himself. You think that makes you powerful? It makes you pathetic. She laughed. Actually laughed. Oh, sweetheart, she cooed. You're just jealous because Will chose me. Chose you? My voice rose, my body shaking. He didn't choose you, Luna. You drugged him. You attacked him. And now you're carrying his baby like some prize you stole. Her smile didn't falter. If anything, it grew wider. Doesn't matter how it happened. What matters is the result. I'm the mother of his child. That makes me family. And you're just a phase he'll grow out of. Katie stepped forward, her face full of anger but also fear, like she wanted to stop us before things got violent. That's enough, Luna, she snapped. But Luna ignored her, her eyes locked on mine like she was feeding off my pain. I could feel my heart racing, tears burning in my eyes. But I refused to let her see me break. You'll never have him, I whispered. He doesn't love you. He never did. And when that baby's born, if it's even his, the only thing it'll do is remind him of the worst night of his life. For the first time, I saw her smirk falter, just slightly, like I'd touched a nerve. But she covered it quickly, tilting her head with fake sweetness. We'll see, Electra. We'll see. I stormed out before I could collapse right there in front of her. Katie followed me outside, putting a hand on my arm. She's unhinged, Katie said softly. But you're stronger than her. Don't let her win. I nodded, but inside I felt like I was unraveling. When I got back to Will, I told him everything. Every word, every smirk, every threat Luna threw my way. He wrapped me in his arms, kissing my hair, telling me that none of it mattered, that we would face this together. But I couldn't shake the image of her stroking her belly, acting like she already had the victory in her hands. Meanwhile, across town, things were unraveling for Deacon. He was restless, pacing the floor of Il Giardino after his conversation with Sheila. He couldn't get her words out of his head, how she'd known Luna was alive all along. He replayed it again and again, wondering if she was lying, if she'd orchestrated the whole thing behind his back. Sheila, of course, insisted she was innocent. She swore on her life she'd never keep something that big from him, not anymore. But Deacon had been burned too many times to take her at her word. He found himself asking questions he wasn't sure he wanted the answers to. Deke, on the other hand, was spiraling in his own way. He couldn't shake the thought of Luna being alive, of her being out there, possibly reaching out to him one day. Remy kept reassuring him, promising him he had nothing to worry about. But Deke's gut told him this was only the beginning of something much darker. And me. I sat in silence that night, watching the man I love try to hold himself together while I fell apart. I wanted to scream. I wanted to cry until there was nothing left inside me. But instead, I just whispered into the dark. Why her? Why now? Why us?